It's a very good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. You're watching ZTN News Blitz. My name is Monashim Kahlera. Let's take a quick look at our top stories. Thousands face eviction in Harare. Near false start to government workers' salary talks. Zim dancehall star Manine aims for the nines. And in sport, chevrons follow on. Thousands of families in Harare are facing eviction from council properties for non-payment of rent. The local authority has given its tenants up to 21 March to pay up. Harare City Council spokesperson Michael Chideme said the local authority was auditing occupancy of more than 13,000 residential and commercial properties to verify ownership.
What we're talking about here are council-owned properties. So council is its properties which it uses to leverage on its finances. So the properties are an investment of council. So council is now saying our investment is not giving us any returns. So we have about 13,578 properties that are being leased out to individuals. And of these properties, they are owing council in excess of 66 million. And council is saying people staying in these houses should be paid up by 21 March. Or they should be making efforts to pay up so that there is evidence on the ground that they are honoring their lease agreement with council. Council has an intention of evicting those that are not contributing in terms of rentals. And council is saying these are our investments, and our investments should give us some rewards so that we can plow back the money into service delivery.
Some of the residents facing eviction are occupants of council-owned hostels in one of the city's oldest suburbs, Mbare. We cross over to our correspondent, Patience Namburu, who is in the suburb, to give us more.
It is not the prettiest of sights, but this is where thousands call home. They have lived here at Matapi flats for decades, watching them waste away, and still they call it home. The relationship seems to be coming to an abrupt end as the Harare City Council intends to evict them for non-payment of rentals. Others living in council properties in suburbs such as Budiriro, Mofakosi, Glenora, Sunningdale and Trafalgar Court in the CBD are also facing the same predicament. The local council, which owns 13,000 properties across the city, has given the tenants up to March 21st to either clear up rental arrears or face eviction. The city fathers allege that space barons have been subletting their properties without remitting anything to the local council. We spoke to some of the residents facing eviction, and this is what they had to say.
Kuno kumatapi akusikumboita china iriko yacho yakanyanya service yavo yakadhakwa yekanzuru ishoma saka taida kuti vakatigadzirawo zvinhu zvedu zvikava zvakanaka aiwa 62 tinobhadhara kana zvinhu zvedu zvango right chete tinobhadhara zvakanaka.
Ini ndiri kutoona kuti vanenge vanotone vanhu vavo vauda kupinza mudzimba umu because magariro achakaita chaiwo haaite, matoilets chaiwo atinopinda haatoiti, even magariro chaiwo mhuri dzedu dzakawandisa tiri overcrowded, matoilets achanogara akaputika every day, tsvina chaichai, vashandi vacho vecity council futi havasi kutombotsvaira, ende saka kuti tibhadhare mari yakawandisa kubva pa500 bond kusvika pa62 years it's a lot of money hatiikwanisa.
Mudzimba mune tsvina, mune marara akawandisa, ivo havatakuri marara wotaura 62 years mari yakawandisa zvisingamboiti from 5 years to 62 years imari yakawandisa. Kana vanhu chaiva shoma vari kutambira mari inosvika 50 years. Payment plan ye60 years haitomboiti mari yakatowandisa.
Mari iyo yakawandisa zvekuti nokuti maservices atiri kupiwa asi kuenderana nekumari iyo iri kutaurwa. Uye zvinezvi maflats aya kurinovetwa chaiko chaiko kuti sewer system ifambe, mvura iri kuzara mumapassage, tiri kutotsika mvura tichipinda naye mumba, mvura yesuwa kupinda naye mumba, vanhu vari kutokorobha suwa mumba chaimo nokuti inenge yatsikwa mumapassage, iri kujenga mumapassage, wakarara unongomuka uchitopinda mumvura wakutobuda kuti uende kubasa. Saka maflats aya ataka arinovetwa vochitaura mari yakanaka, hatirambi kutaura mari yakanaka.
Dzimba idzi toda kubhadhara zvakanyanyisa, asi kanzuru kana tabhadhara tiri kukumbirawo pama-rent statement anounza kana ukabhadhara $5 kana ukabhadhara $10 ngapauyo zvichiratidza kuti pane mari pachikwereti chiripo pane mari yabviswa yakati but hapana chiri kuratidza kuti ndabvisa mari yakati saka mari yachikwereti changu chasara kukanzuro ndechichi.
Now, Director of the Combined Harare Residents Association, Lorraine Pasiri, said council should reconsider its decision, taking into account the impact of the COVID-19 lockdown on livelihoods.
It depends on how long these people have spent without paying the rent. One of the things that we also need to consider is that the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdowns have had a very negative impact on citizens' livelihoods and also even their sources of income. You understand that more than 80% of the population in Harare is informally employed, and this is the sector that has been hard hit by the COVID-19 pandemic because the lockdown restrictions also had an impact on the operations of the informal. It would have an impact on their capacity to pay those rentals to the local authority. It's unfortunate that the lockdown restrictions, but without any, substantive arrangements.
Loud screams awake me every night. I have to leave. I have to get to safety. One day this man will kill me. But then I realized that I left. I am free. It took courage to flee. Starting afresh with no one to help me. She left her husband. Why didn't she persevere? My sisters were not my keepers, as I hoped. I am not a victim. I will not be silenced. I have all my life to give. No way.
Salary negotiations between the Zimbabwe government and its workers are underway under the National Joint Negotiating Council. Workers are pressing for the least paid civil servant to earn 30,000 Zimbabwe dollars, up from 14,000. The government workers have warned that the issue of salaries may disrupt the opening of schools if it is not resolved. We spoke to the secretary of the Civil Servants Representative Body, the Apex Council, David Zatsunga, earlier.
Regarding restoration, what we had agreed was that we would come up with a roadmap to say within this financial year, at what point do we envisage that we would be able to restore salaries to their pre-October 2018 levels in terms of value. So we were not really like today going to demand that salaries should automatically meet those levels. But right now, if we then look at what we understand is being offered to other sectors of the civil service, we think that if they also improve the salaries to the levels already given to other civil servants, that will be very close to the level that we want.
Our correspondent Taku Chihambakwe is on standby. Good afternoon, Taku. Do you think there will be a breakthrough in today's salary talks between government and civil servants, or it will be another deadlock?
Well, good afternoon, Munashe. I can tell you that the negotiations almost failed to take place today. This is because workers' representatives in the NJNC were not happy with government's position. In a statement that it released yesterday, the Public Service Commission released a statement last night announcing that the salary negotiations would take place today, and the meeting was scheduled to take place at 10 a.m. But that statement also had a line in it which indicated that government would take a position of no work, no salary. If most civil servants who were supposed to start work on Monday, these are basically your teachers, were not going to report for duty. So we understand that the worker representative group in that meeting had boycotted the negotiations talks, but we understand that now things are underway and the meeting started at 2 p.m. just about an hour ago. The workers are not demanding to get their salary restored to what they used to earn in October 2018. 2018. However, they are saying that they also want to match what is allegedly being given to the players in the civil sector, the uniformed forces, who are currently said to be earning around $30,000. They want an improvement from their $19,000 to $30,000. So keep you posted with all the developments from salary negotiations.
And now on to some politics. Zimbabwe's ruling party, ZANU-PF, says it has no hand in the problems affecting the opposition MDC alliance. ZANU-PF spokesperson Ambassador Simon Kaya-Moyo was responding to claims by MDC alliance leader Nelson Chamisa that ZANU-PF was working to destabilize his party. Recently, key MDC alliance and MDCT officials defected to ZANU-PF, with Chamisa labeling them mercenaries who were working in cahoots with ZANU-PF to foment unrest in the opposition. But the ruling party's spokesperson shot back during a news conference earlier today.
ZANU-PF and its leadership have no agenda whatsoever to decimate any opposition political party. We cherish democracy as born out of a protracted liberation struggle which freed our people from the shackles of colonialism and secular regime.
Earlier in the week, Nelson Chamisa held his 2021 agenda address, during which he alleged the ruling party was meddling in the affairs of his party.
We do not regard those who have left us as losses, but as an important shedding off of the elements that impede and slow down our democratic struggle. This struggle is not moved by those who have mercenary zeal.
Moving on to entertainment news, Bulawayo-based dancehall star M9, real name Hansel Ndlovu, says he will continue churning out new music as his unique musical style is being warmly received across the country. When his breakthrough song Windi Womchova was released last year, most people did not take it seriously, but M9 has not looked back. The chanter spoke to ZTN's Mbonisi Nleya.
Since mina ngabe alive ngisindebele, so abantu abaningi bangana bakujayelanga, but hayi banganilokhe bejayela sibili ngiyabona sibili response abantu, but yeah, so far ngiyabona vele sebejayele izimdanso yeHarare. You have to be you, ufuze ube original, ungalungisela omunye umuntu, yabona ngoba nguwe yenza into yakho, don't give up, keep on doing you, one day uzobasha.
Introducing the COVID funeral plan from Doves. This policy covers death from COVID-19 or COVID-19 related funerals. The Doves COVID funeral plan is effective immediately with no waiting period. For more information, please contact 0731 772 784, 0731 772 782, WhatsApp 0731 750 989, email callcenter@doves.co.zw. Visit our website www.doves.co.zw or visit the Doves Holdings Facebook page. Doves, for the ones you love.
In news from beyond our borders, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa says he is deeply saddened by the news of the passing of the Zulu king, Goodwill Zwelithini. He passed away this morning at the age of 72 after being in hospital for more than a month. The king was the leader of South Africa's largest ethnic group. He led the Zulu nation under the traditional leadership clause of South Africa's constitution. There was confusion in the East African grain market this week after Kenya banned maize imports from Tanzania and Uganda. The Agriculture and Food Authority said the ban was due to levels of mycotoxins in the maize from the two countries that were above safety limits. But in less than a week, the Kenyan government appeared to backtrack. It announced that it had asked its East African community trading partners to pass sanitary standards on farm produce before it reached Kenya. In other news, health authorities in 3 European countries have suspended use of AstraZeneca's vaccine. They raised concerns that it might increase the risk of blood clots. Denmark acted after a 60-year-old woman who received a shot died after developing a blood clot. In the flurry of suspensions, Norway and Iceland followed Denmark's lead. Up next is sport.
Did you know that you can now get Dove's funeral cover from the comfort of your home? Simply visit our social media platforms, Facebook page, Doves Holdings. Visit our website, www.doves.co.zw. Email callcenter@doves.co.zw. So get your Doves funeral cover from anywhere you are, with no hustles and no need to travel. Only with Doves. Doves, for the ones you love.
And sports news, Zimbabwe are following on after being bowled out for 287 in their first innings in the second test against Afghanistan in Abu Dhabi. The Chevrons started the day brightly with a 91 opening stand, but a collapse saw them fall 254 runs short of Afghanistan's total. Sikandar Raza was the last man out for 85 as Zimbabwe batsmen failed to convert starts. Now, South African billionaire Patrice Motsepe has been elected Confederation of African Football President. He was elected unopposed at the 43rd Ordinary General Assembly in Morocco today, replacing Ahmed Ahmed. Now, the Zimbabwe Football Association could face a logistical nightmare when the Warriors face Zambia on March 29. Kickoff is at 9 p.m., an hour before the curfew under current COVID-19 restrictions. The association has since confirmed engaging CAF to no avail and now count on government to support to fulfill that AFCON 2021 qualifier if restrictions remain the same. Before the Zambia match, the Warriors will face Botswana away on March 22. Highlanders legend Madinda Ndlovu is back at the club. The Mlawi Giants announced today that Ndlovu will be the Junior Development Technical Director. And Zimbabwean international Marvelous Nakamba could face Newcastle tonight for the first time since they tried to sign him from Aston Villa in January. This was after Nakamba's dominant display in the reverse fixture against Newcastle, a game Villa won 2-0. So, will manager Dean Smith play Nakamba again as they seek to complete a double over the Magpies? And if he is to play, will Nakamba make another big impression? Well, what is certain is that this is an exciting game as Newcastle seek first league victory against Villa at St. James Park since February 2017. That's all we had for you this afternoon. Connect with us on our social media platforms, Twitter at ZTN_news, Facebook, Zimpepe Stevie Network, Instagram at ZTN. Remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, ZTN. You can also visit our website, ztn.co.zw for more updates. Thank you for watching.